Hey guys, it's your boy Jochen back with another video, and in this episode I wanted to talk about perks. Which perks are the best? What are good perk combinations when you don't got killer perks unlocked yet? And which perks you want to look for first? Something like that. Yeah. For example, I just wanted to show you my favorite perk combination at the moment on Legion. This is barbecue and chili, thanatophobia, hex rune, and pop goes to the weasel. And yeah, I can show you why this is a really good perk combination. You always want a perk which is great for spotting enemies, which is barbecue and chili at the moment. And when you can see, um, on this, like I said, this site rated it really good, the perks. And the first two perks are for spotting enemies. Why is it so? It's always great to get some extra informations where you want to run next, or you shouldn't run next. Um, because you don't waste as much time. And the next perk is already Pop Goes the Weasel. Pop Goes the Weasel is for slowing down the game. Yeah, that's why you can see you always want one or two perks for spotting enemies and one or more perks for slowing down the game. The rest is so you have two perk slots where you can take something you want killer specifically. Um, Let me see. I made a little perk combination which you can take when you got no killer perks yet, which is Hex Know It. It's great when you just started the game, because what it does is when the end game process starts, which means you fucked up a bit in the mid or early game, or the survivors were just really good, then you can one hit survivors when they don't find and destroy the totem, and you get a little bit of increased movement speed. These two perks in my build work totally fine on level 1. This perk just gives you a little bit more movement speed when it's on level 3, and this perk just makes the survivors bleed a little bit more when you level it. But the key part why you take these perks is, which is you can one-hit enemies and survivors take more time to heal up. It works on level 1. So you can take these perks with even when they are not level 3 yet. It's always good to level them because you take them anyways, but they work fine on level 1. So don't need to be worried about that. And the next perk is for spotting enemies, which is Whisperers. When a survivor is inside the 32-meter range, you this icon gets highlighted and you hear a little sound, but I'm not that great with this perk, which is why I always look for it. You can spot survivors really good when you work well with Whisperers, but yeah, just try to look for it on the bottom and see when this icon is highlighted, you know someone is around in this 32-meter range. I think the basic killer radius is killer terrier radius is 36 meters, so it's a little bit less, so you know there must be someone in interiors, so the survivor knows it too. And the last perk is Spies from the Shadows, which makes when survivors running next to a crow, the crow will fly up. The crows are basically all around on the map, and you get a notification when you are within 36 meter, which is your territory radius again. It is really helpful for spotting enemies like Whisperers, but it can distract you too. You need to know that, because when you're chasing someone and all around are these notifications popping off, it can distract you a bit. So it takes time to get used to, and when survivors get better in the higher tier, they don't run or walk next to a crow as much. They try to walk around them. You can switch this up for something like Iron Grasp. Iron Grasp helps a lot when you don't know where to go next, or when for the next hook, or when you just down someone and people are trying to buddy block you away from the hook. Then this one is great too. But I think Spies from the Shadows or Bitter Murmur is great. Works better. Yeah. You can take Deer Stalker too when you struggle around with finding down survivors. When they got Iron Will, which totally negates the sounds they make when they are downed or injured. then this one is the only thing which can help you, except from you seeing the person lying on the ground. But I don't think it's a really great perk on most of the killers, but just try to hear the sounds they make. Well, when they got Iron Will, you fucked up a bit, but yeah. They don't take the perk every time. Yeah, this is what I would take as a suggestion for you to look for. And another perk, when you just started the game and are still chasing pretty much, and you find it hard to catch up to people, the perk I would suggest you is Brutal Strength. Level 1 it's 10%, level 2 is 15, level 3 it's 20% faster pellet and generator destroy time. It's great. It's just 20% of the time which takes to kick pellets or generator, which you get more for chasing people or looking around. It just saves you time, which is always great because the time is mostly running for the survivors. You always want to slow them the game or get yourself some extra time. Yeah. There are more builds like camping builds for Bubba, which you can take. Because Bubba is really bad at the moment. I hope they fix him a bit. But he's still funny. Could take something like this. These two perks are for carrying people faster and you got more time. And this one is for faster progress in the basement, so people die there more quick. And this one is to make you, it says stealth, but basically what it does is the red light, which every killer makes, is gone, and you got no terror radius. It's great for camping the basement, actually. It's fun to play it, at least for you, not for the survivors, but it's still bad for winning the game and getting pips, because you don't make that much instead of just staying around and wait for people coming for the unhook in the basement. Yeah. Now I want to talk a bit about the meta perks, which is Barbecue and Chili, Discordance, Pop Goes Weasel, Nurse's Calling, and still, even when it's already rated a bit down, where is it? Did I miss it? Oh, where did he put it? And Hex-Ruin. Hex-Ruin gets nerfed soon, so probably soon this spot is right, or even more down. I think it should be something like the red tree, because perk gets totally destroyed. But it's still one of the top tier perks at the moment. Yeah, for the first perk, take Barbecue and Chili. When it just doubled your... What it does is, when you hook a survivor for the first time, you get 25% more blood points for the game. So if you hooked every survivor once, then you get 100% extra blood points. Totally great for just making progress with your killers and your survivors too, because killers are better for farming blood points at the moment. And what it does extra to this is, when you hook a survivor, every survivor which is outside or more than 40 meters away, then you can see them for 4 seconds, which means if you see 3 survivors, there's nobody around for unhooking the survivor, so you can just head towards the survivors. When you see there's just one person running around or making a gen even, and the other 2 persons are not showed up to you, then there are probably 2 persons looking for the unhook. So try to search the area a bit. You don't need to face camp then, because the persons will see that and just head for the next generator most of the time. Camping is really bad, but just try to look around the area a bit. Don't waste as much time, but in the moment where you make the unhook and got like 10 to 20 seconds for looking for survivors, in this time you waste the time of the person which is hooked and 2 persons looking for the unhook, which is great for you. The next perk is Discordance. When 2 people are working on a generator, you see the generator highlighted yellow. You see it for 8 seconds, 10 seconds, or 12 seconds, which means the perks takes 8 seconds, 10 seconds, or 12 seconds to reset. 8 seconds is more than enough time to make a 360 and look for a generator which is highlighted yellow. You will recognize this almost every time. 12 seconds is even more time, and 4 seconds, which the perk could already been reset, so you know when the persons left the generator. So this perk is actually better on level 1 than on level 3. I hope they rework that, because it's a bad design of a perk in my opinion. Yeah, Pop Goes Weasel is for slowing down the game. If you hook the survivor once, not once, if you hook the survivor, you got 60 seconds to kick a generator. The next generator you kick gets 25% of its total progression, not of this progress at the moment. 25% of the total generator is instantly regressed. So what it means, you come to a generator, there are 2 or more people working on the generator, and you hit a survivor and he runs away. Normally you would have to turn around to the generator, kick it, that it starts regressing, and that no other person starts to work on it again. Because when you chase a survivor more or longer, the persons will just finish the generator behind you. That's bad. But with this perk, you can just chase a survivor longer, down him, hook him, go back to the generator where the persons are still working on, or the generator was already almost finished and it was just one person, but you can just kick it and slow down the game 25% of the generator time. Totally great. Totally great. It's insanely good. And a little mechanic which I wanted to show you with this perk is the 3 generator tactic. When the game starts and you see 3 generators near to each other, then these 3 generators are a great opportunity to protect. 3 generators next to each other means the last generator, which the survivors have to do, is always one of 3. There will be 3 generators left, and one of them they have to do. And when you have 3 next to each other, you can just run from one generator to the other and protect them. And Pop Goes Weasel helps you a lot. When you find one survivor working on the last generator, which are 3 next to each other, just go for him, hook him, run back to these 3 generators, look for the generator which is most far done, and kick it. It helps you to stall the game on the last 3 generators so hard. It's insanely good, this tactic. And the best thing you can do at the start when you find the 3 generators is protect the 3 and try to chase people around that area. You always want to push the enemies in the direction of the area, because they will have to waste pellets. And when there are no pellets left in the end game, and there are just 3 generators left to do, one generator left to do from the 3, they always have to run away in the area where you already have done all the pellets. So it means you don't take as long to down a survivor. I'll try to show you this in one of the next commentary videos. It will sure happen in one of them, because I love this tactic. And people tend to not realize that. In the higher tiers, which means rank 1 survivor or higher, rank 1, so basically red tier, survivors tend to do generators not next to each others. You always want to, as from the survivor side, you always want generators on the opposite side of the map, so the killer takes more time to come to check the next generator. Survivors tend to forget about that, killers too sometimes, but yeah, just try to look for the 3 gen tactic, and you will see that you will win a lot more games. And one perk I wanted to talk about specifically, except this perks, I think Nurse's Calling. Okay, I will cover this really quick. Nurse's Calling, what it does is when a survivor is healing inside 20, 24, or 28 meter range, you just see them. This perk is great on level 28, on level 3. 28 meters is really far, and you see survivor self-healing or being healed. It's great. But I don't take it as often, because when I hurt a survivor, I almost every time know where they are. From the sounds, or just game experience, or I just down them. And yeah, but when you are not that great, this perk is super good. And what perk I wanted to cover next is Bloodwarden. Bloodwarden is a perk from Freddy. I think it's totally underrated. It's so great. Um, when the exit gates are opened, the end gate process starts, which means there's a timer on the top. I think it's 2 minutes. And after the timer, all survivors die from the enemy team. And if you hit a survivor, or down them, or hook them, this is always a bit of this 2 minutes timer going away instantly. So, in the endgame time, survivors always tend to try that everybody can escape. So, when you chase someone, the survivors will stay in the game because they are looking for the unlock or whatever. I don't know. They always try to farm blood points a little bit more, so they won't leave the game most of the time. Most survivors just go outside, which is basically their death. Because when you hit the survivor, a little bit time gets taken away. You hook him, hit him again, so he's downed. A little bit more time taken away, and then you hook him, more time taken away, and then the entity blocks, because you just hooked the survivor, the exit gate for 60 seconds. 60 seconds is the half of the whole timer, and there's already 3 little steps taken away, plus the time which was running while you chased the survivor. So basically almost, I don't think, basically almost, it's just, yeah, every time these 60 seconds are enough to just block the exit gates till the end of the game. The entity will kill all, and you won. It's fine. This perk is totally underrated. I don't know why it's here. It should be more around here, but nobody takes it. Yeah, I will get this perk and switch it out for Hex Rune. Switch Hex Rune out for this perk as soon as Hex Rune gets nerfed. And that's why I wanted to show you this perk, because if you got Freddy, this is a perk you really want to look for. Yeah, thank you very much. This was my little perk video. I hope you liked it, and see you later.